I'll be fine, Mama.
When I came home, the house was too quiet. The TV was loud. Laugh tracks. I found Noah on the couch. His head was slumped, his cane on the floor, his mouth slightly open. I panicked. Noah? Nothing. Susan was on the armchair, feet up, watching TV. What did you do to him? She rolled her eyes.
He wouldn't stop humming. We gave him something to calm him down.
Richard laughed from the kitchen.
Kids like that don't need to be awake all the time.
I screamed. My name is Elena Moore. I work as a medical billing analyst at a private clinic. It is not a fancy job, but it pays the bills. Some days I can work from home, and that is important because I am a mother. My husband's parents never liked me. They always looked down on me because of where I came from in the United States. They said my hometown was cheap and backward. They talked about my accent, my clothes, and the way I was raised. To them, I was never good enough for their son. My son's name is Noah. Noah is blind. He was not born blind. When he was 3 years old, he had a very high fever. The fever damaged his optic nerves. The doctors tried everything. We tried surgeries, we tried treatments, we prayed every night. Nothing worked. When the doctor finally said the words,
Your son will not see again.
my heart broke. But my in-laws laughed. They laughed inside the doctor's office. My mother-in-law shook her head and said,
I knew something was wrong with that child.
My father-in-law smirked and said,
Guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
The doctor looked shocked. I felt frozen in my chair. By the time Noah was 5, he started learning how to live without sight. He learned to walk using a white cane. He counted his steps. He learned voices and sounds. He touched walls and furniture like they were old friends guiding him. Noah is 10 years old now, and even though he cannot see, he is the strongest person I know. My husband, Mark, works in logistics. Long hours, international routes, sometimes gone for days, sometimes weeks. He works hard because he wants to provide. I never blamed him for that. But his parents? They were another story. My in-laws are Richard and Susan Hale. From the day Noah lost his sight, they treated him like a mistake, and they treated me like the woman who delivered that mistake. They pretended to be polite in public, church smiles, fake concern. But behind closed doors, they were cruel in ways that still make my hands shake when I type this. Every holiday, they insisted we stay at their house. Susan would say it with that tight smile.
It's easier for family to be together. You don't want to isolate the child, do you?
The child, never Noah. Their house was a nightmare for my son. They would move chairs without telling him, slide coffee tables a few inches, leave doors half open, hide his cane, by accident. Then they would sit and watch. One Thanksgiving, Noah tripped and hit his knee hard. He didn't cry. He never did. He just sat there, rubbing his leg, breathing slow. Richard laughed.
If he can't see, he should at least learn to listen better.
Susan giggled.
Or maybe God wanted to teach you humility, Elena.
I froze. Mark wasn't there. He was on a work trip in Canada. That was always how it happened. When Mark was home, they behaved. When he was gone, the masks fell. They mocked Noah openly.
What a waste of good eyes.
Imagine raising a child who'll never drive, never work properly.
One Christmas, Susan wrapped empty boxes and handed them to Noah.
Open it, sweetheart.
He smiled, excited, fingers shaking. Inside? Nothing. Everyone laughed. I grabbed Noah and locked us in the guest room while my hands shook so hard I could barely dial Mark. But Susan cried first. She always cried first.
Elena is too sensitive. It was just a joke.
Mark believed me, but he also believed in keeping peace. That nearly broke us. The worst part? They filmed Noah. They thought I didn't know. Susan would hold her phone low while Richard whispered directions wrong on purpose.
Step left.
Noah would step.
No, other left.
He would bump into walls, chairs, once into a shelf. Then Susan would send the videos to her friends. I saw the messages one night when her phone buzzed while charging in the kitchen. Watch this, blind kids are so dramatic. I felt sick. Another time Noah was walking slowly through the living room with his cane. Suddenly, Susan reached for the switch. Click. The lights went off. She laughed.
See? It doesn't make a difference anyway.
Richard laughed from the couch.
Save electricity. He won't notice.
Noah stopped walking. His hand tightened on the cane.
Please don't do that.
Susan rolled her eyes and turned the TV volume louder.
So sensitive for a child who can't even see.
I stood there, my heart burning, watching them laugh while my son stood in the dark they created. But the final straw came on a Tuesday. Just a normal Tuesday. I had to go into the office for a half day. 4 hours, that's all. Susan insisted they could watch Noah.
You're always so dramatic. We raised 2 boys. How hard can one blind child be?
I kissed Noah's forehead. I'll be back soon, okay, baby? He smiled.
I'll be fine, Mama.
When I came home, the house was too quiet. The TV was loud. Laugh tracks. I found Noah on the couch. His head was slumped, his cane on the floor, his mouth slightly open. I panicked. Noah? Nothing. Susan was on the armchair, feet up, watching TV. What did you do to him? She rolled her eyes.
He wouldn't stop humming. We gave him something to calm him down.
Richard laughed from the kitchen.
Kids like that don't need to be awake all the time.
I screamed. I don't remember grabbing the remote, or the vase, or the framed family photos. I threw everything. I dragged their suitcases out. Clothes, shoes, old photo albums, into the yard, into the street. I called Mark. They drugged him. They drugged Noah. Mark's voice changed in a way I had never heard. Cold. Focused.
Call the police. I'm on my way.
The police came. They shrugged.
Did you see them give him the medication?
I wanted to hit him. Susan cried again.
We were just helping.
But Mark came home early. He saw Noah still groggy on the couch. He saw the pills on the table. Then he watched the videos I had shown the police. Videos proving his own parents had drugged our son, even confessing to it while laughing. His face went cold with anger. Without saying much, he told them to get out of his house. The police stood by and escorted his parents to their car while Susan cried, and Richard muttered under his breath. Susan tried calling him later. He didn't answer. She showed up at our door. Mark didn't open it.
You are dead to us.
His brother refused to take them in. After that day, everything fell apart for them. Their friends vanished first. No calls, no visits, no holiday messages. The house that was always loud with cruel laughter became quiet. Months passed, then karma came. Richard started losing his sight. At first, he complained about small things.
The lights look strange.
Then he missed steps, walked into doors, knocked over chairs. Susan tried to laugh it off.
Why can't you be careful?
But one day, he fell hard. The doctor didn't talk much. He just looked at the test results. Then he said softly,
The damage is permanent.
Richard went blind. The same man who laughed at my son's cane now needed one himself. Susan became his caregiver. Richard bumps into furniture now. He stumbles in the hallway. Sometimes he falls in their small living room, and Susan yells.
Why hasn't anyone checked on us?
Richard answers quietly.
You moved the chair.
She never says sorry. Their money disappeared fast. Susan tried to find work. She was refused again and again.
We need someone with patience. This job may be too demanding for you.
Her pension was low. Richard's medical bills were high. Their church stopped calling. No prayers, no food help, no visits. One day, Susan called the pastor.
Why hasn't anyone checked on us?
The answer was cold.
We believe this is something you need to face privately.
Their own children stopped sending money. No help, no support. They sold their big house, moved into a small one, narrow hallways, furniture too close together. Richard falls there often. Susan finally found one job: dog care, walking dogs, cleaning messes, sitting in houses while owners went to work. The same woman who once said dogs were better than disabled children. One afternoon, she was walking 3 dogs. Some kids started laughing. One of them held up a phone.
Hey, isn't that you?
Susan froze. The kid played a video. It was her, laughing at my blind son. That old video had leaked. The kids laughed loudly.
You thought it was funny, right?
Someone threw a banana peel. It hit her leg. The dogs barked. Susan stood there shaking. No one helped her. At night, Richard sat in the dark.
Susan, why is the world black?
She didn't answer. Around that same time, something else happened. Someone shared those videos online, the ones Susan and Richard filmed of Noah. A tech company saw them. They contacted me. They said they were sorry. They sent Noah special devices, a smart cane, audio navigation tools, a small wearable that speaks directions and warns him about objects. The first time Noah used them, he smiled so big it made me cry.
It's easy.
He walks with confidence now. He moves freely. He laughs more. My son, the boy they mocked, is thriving. And them? They live small lives now, quiet ones. Sometimes I wonder if Susan remembers Noah, if she remembers his voice, if she remembers laughing. Noah doesn't ask about them. He doesn't need to. He is living. He is learning. He is happy. And if you stayed until the end of this story, thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because karma never forgets. And sometimes it lets you feel every step of the way.